Started. Welcome everyone. It's our Tuesday night team call. Marilyn Mosier here from Northwest Iowa. Beautiful summer evening. Can't believe that we are halfway through summer because once July 4th comes, the summer seems to fly by. A couple of things I want to go through before we get into the meat and potatoes of what we're going to go through today. I'll just ask everybody first just to maybe mute your phones so that everything's nice and quiet. Wanted to remind you, if you have not gotten registered for the global convention, it's going to be a virtual event, October 21 through 24, 3-day event, and it's going to be a phenomenal event. Speakers, recognition, training, but just on a whole big level. Anyone who's registered will be getting a little gift pack, a little $300 in value gift pack. So those of you that have a platinum pack, or if you have not gotten a platinum pack, you might want to even upgrade to a platinum pack for this reason, because then you get the free ticket to Global Convention, and you get all the other perks that go along with that. But the main thing is just to make sure you're registered, and make sure and check the playbook for the recordings of our Success Mastery classes. Last week was amazing. Every Saturday they're doing those. Now, the last Elite call, they talked about going to every other Saturday. So that might be staggering. So just keep an eye on that. But for right now, they're having them every Saturday. The replays are always takes about a week to get the replay in the playbook. So go to your playbook in your back office. If you don't know how to do that, go to your replicated site up in the right-hand corner, click on the little person, and you should see a drop down. And if you need help with that, I can help you. Those are some of the housekeeping. Tonight we have Dr. Skip Campbell on right after this call. So that will be really, really good. He's a chiropractor, a Pro 10, very dynamic, and there is a new PowerPoint that just came out. They're using that now, and that will be available in the playbook very soon. So keep an eye out for that. I know they were tweaking a few things on the slideshows before they made it available. So keep your eyes on that. And then remember, we still have the mask, I believe, available. I haven't checked lately, but if there's anybody that still wants to use the mask, I don't think it's sold out. So use that as a tool to get your clients interested in our skincare. And I'm working on having a skincare focus Zoom on one of our calls. I've got the PA she's a Pro 8 from down in Florida, and her name is Howard. Just totally forgot her name. Anyway, Ruth Ann Howard, sorry. Ruth Ann Howard is going to be helping us with a little tutorial on how to maximize our skincare system and promote it, and a lot of education on that. So I'm working on having her join us. But what I wanted to go over tonight is I'm in the ICANN Institute. Some of you have been or are on Deb Erickson's ICANN Institute calls. She talks about having an avatar, and I was going to try to play some of that, but I think it might take a little bit longer than normal. So what I'm going to do is give you her tools. What she talks about is having an ideal builder and an ideal customer avatar. What an avatar is some fictional person or some person that you really hone in on as far as your ideal builder that you want to attract or recruit, and your customer. What are their qualities? And even to the point of having them named, giving them a name, picking out a person on Facebook or on an image of a person that you resonate with. I recently just got mine finished, as you know, as far as who mine was, and kind of honed in on that. But this is a form that she uses kind of to help you really, really hone in on who is your ideal builder. And one thing I really liked about what she shared is that think of it as Facebook or Google. So we know that you know, the way they search or algorithms change on Facebook. If you Google search something, a lot of times, you know, like the other day, I looked up a fire pit, one of those solo fire pits that you see for sale. And now all of a sudden in my Facebook, I get these random, you know, advertisements for these fire pits. And your brain is exactly the same way. And in fact, that's why Facebook copies the way the algorithm or the way the brain works. And so if you get really clear on what type of business builder and what type of customer you want to attract into your business, she really says that that is very powerful. And that is why when she brought it up like that, said, hey, you know, you Google search something, Facebook is watching that, they all of a sudden put it into your feed. And it's the same way that our mind works when we're trying to really attract that, you know, exactly that caliber of person that we're trying to attract into our business. So these are just some information or some kind of guidelines that kind of start with what is her age or the gender, education level. For mine, I totally put down that I wanted mine to have, you know, obviously for me, I wanted somebody that was Christian, that resonates, you know, a child of God. I wanted somebody that I could relate to, maybe in fitness or health-minded. I also wanted to have somebody that, this is how I set it for mine. An ideal avatar is Christian, financially equipped. In other words, somebody that can afford to, you know, be, you know, invested in the business and investing in personal growth and not be so, you know, dead broke. Financially equipped, professional as far as, you know, have some sort of education or some sort of professional passion, right? It doesn't mean that they have to have a PhD, but they just, you know, somebody that is, you know, educated enough to just, you know, want to be passionate about learning something, right? And then a compassionate person, fitness and health-minded, a self-starter, a hard work ethic, integrity, coachable, a leader, caring, a positive person, and hungry for change. Those are some of the qualities that I wrote down. And then I picked out a person that I, you know, kind of just to make it more personal of what she looked like, and gave her a name. And so these are just some really good tools to kind of help you hone in on creating your perfect avatar. And then there's also a form for your ideal customer avatar as well. I was trying to get to that one, but I don't know if I have that one pulled up. But this also tells, like, what is your person's biggest fear, or, you know, maybe are they somebody that, like for me, I'm somebody that when I started this business, I was becoming an empty nester. And so people that are facing a change in life, sometimes that can be scary, the uncertainty of it. Or maybe they lost a job and they're changing or transitioning, or maybe they're transitioning, you know, in and out of a marriage or in and out of a situation, or moved, don't know anyone, similar to like a Maria Williams story, you know, just moved somewhere and quit her, you know, had to leave her job and didn't know anyone, you know. So all of those things can kind of help you really define the type of person and maybe define the need that you can offer them or the solution to their need, because they're going through something. And a transition person that's facing transition a lot of times can be really open to and receptive to this type of business model. And I was just talking with Denise before the call, and she was saying to me, and I don't know, did Denise have to jump off? Are you out there? Denise, do you want to unmute? You were
talking. I'm here.
Okay. You were talking.
I'm here.
Yeah, you were talking about how you're just getting so many brick walls and people not receptive to MLM. And do you want to just share kind of what you're running up against with recruiting?
It just seems like everybody wants to know what I'm doing from home, and then they put in bold letters, no MLM. And so Marilyn and I were talking about some of the options as far as they've all got this mental block, and part of it is because I'm also personally getting bombarded, and I'm sure they are too, with everybody is sending out a link that join my team. You want to be on my team and join my team, and they're all sending out these links, and everybody's sick of it. They all think it's a scam, and they're frustrated, and they instead of even looking at anything, they have blocked it out because they think, I don't want to look at all this crap anymore. And so Marilyn and I were talking about this. So Marilyn, I had just had a conversation with somebody, and she immediately says, whatever you're doing, no MLM. And I said, really? Tell me where that came from. And I said, and my consulting is not MLM, but yes, my side gig is, but tell me what happened. And she said she'd already been in one, she'd been successful, but then it all fell apart. Everything, the company, everything. And then she said, and just in the last week, I've probably gotten a dozen links where everybody is pushing it down my throat. So we just kept up that conversation. And then Marilyn and we actually had to stop our Zoom because she had to go to work. But I shared with her about a publicly traded company and what's different that I found, and she's interested. So then Marilyn and I were talking about how else to continue this conversation, not trying to hide that we're MLM, but also trying to open up the conversation a little more on why we do have to be more receptive to online marketing, MLM, direct sales, everything. And that's where she brought up this video, The Connector, and I had forgotten about it.
Yeah, because back in Denver, I think it was 5 years ago, I think that was one of your first events, Denise. They actually shared this video with us. And I tell you what, to be honest, you guys, I've been in this business now 9 years. In the first probably 4 or 5 years, I did everything I could to pretend like this wasn't network marketing. I was like trying every little way to kind of mask the fact that this is actually a network marketing business. And because I just had, had a negative connotation about it. I loved everything about the product, everything about the company, everything else. But for some reason I was worried and feeling judged about being a network marketer. But what really helped me get past that, and I don't know, some of you are new to this team, and maybe in the last few years you haven't seen this. Some of you have seen it several times. But I said to Denise, maybe give her the homework of watching this video, or when you have somebody that's totally not receptive to network marketing, show them this video. It's called Are You a Connector? It's on YouTube. I can send it to you. Otherwise, I want to just play it for those of you that are new, because I really think in case you haven't seen it, I want, because sometimes we get busy and we don't have time to look things up. I want you just to see it here and at least save it. But it really resonates with those people that we can say, the economy has changed. It's not our fault. We cannot help it. But one thing I said to Denise, I said, I want you to remember this business. I liken it to being a pharmaceutical rep and being a Keller Williams retail or realtor agent. If you know what Keller Williams does, or any of those real estate companies, they're realtors, but they build teams under them so that anyone that sells a house under them, you get part of their profits as the head of the team realtor. So Keller Williams is basically an MLM company, guys, okay? So we are kind of like a pharmaceutical rep in the fact we're a nutraceutical rep. So we're educating people about a product line that is powerful, that is all natural, a health and wellness company, but we're nutraceutical reps, but we're also kind of like a Keller Williams agent in the fact that we're building a team to do exactly what we're doing, and that revenue is a revenue stream and a way to earn leveraged income, right? So it, just think of it as marrying a Keller Williams person and a pharmaceutical rep or a nutraceutical rep. We're doing the exact same thing. And if you think about that, change that in your mind, tell that to the person you're talking to that's close to network marketing. Say, do you realize that's exactly what Keller Williams does? And we're basically like a pharmaceutical rep that is doing what a Keller Williams agent does. In that regard, we're building teams to do the same thing we're doing. And we're building reps and we're recruiting reps and we're training them how to do what we do. And watching this video will open your mind, because what it says is the economy has changed. It's not your fault. It's not my fault. And if we don't change with the economy, we're going to be left behind and we are going to be missing the boat, you guys. The boat is leaving and the economy is shifted. And if it's all about connecting people to a product or connecting people to a business and doing it virtually, because I'm sorry that I worked for the first time in 4 months last week, 2 days last week that I worked, and I wore a mask all day. I had to wear a face shield when I did patient care. It was horrible. I thought, I am so glad. Thank God for LifeVantage. Thank God I said yes 9 years to this business, that I don't have to go in every day and do this like my coworkers. I mean, I help out here and there, but I think I'm working 3 shifts this entire month and maybe 2 shifts next month, but I don't want to go to work. I don't want to have to do that. And, you know, God bless all of us, you know, all the healthcare workers that do it every day, or other people that were, you know, in harm's way and doing this. But I'm just saying, it's a choice. We're offering people a choice and freedom and ways to get out of that, you know, exchanging hours for dollars, you know, and doing the same thing over and over. And I'm just so blessed and thankful, you know, that the person, Sharon, you know, Warranty, shared this with me and gave me that opportunity to say yes or no. All we're doing is saying, here it is, make a choice, educate yourself. At least you know what you're saying no to if you watch this video. So I would say, for those of you that haven't seen it, we're going to quick watch this. But this is powerful, because what it does is shift the mindset and say, you know what, I didn't like network marketing either, but listen, our economy is changing. And if we don't change with it, we really are at a disadvantage. Okay. So here it is. I'm going to quickly play this. If you've seen it before, just
do you remember the moment
me.
you realized that the world had changed? Let me tell you a quick little story that has nothing and everything to do with the future of our world and how you fit into it. In 1917, the United States faced a huge problem. They were working hard to compete in the industrialized economy, and there was a shortage. Not a shortage of oil or coal or other natural resources, a shortage of people, specifically obedient factory workers.
Oh, sorry, it stopped.
The solution to this economic dilemma? It was an experiment of sorts. It hadn't been done before, until someone thought of it. Mandatory public school. Unfortunately, the initial purpose of the United States public school system was not to inspire children or generate scholars. And it wasn't created for dreamers, people who color outside the lines, break the rules, and challenge the status quo. The public school system of the early 1900s was invented to create a nation full of adults who would obediently do their jobs in the factory assembly lines. Teaching kids to sit in straight rows and scheduling the entire day with the ringing of bells wasn't by chance. Punishing those who didn't conform was purposeful. These were the skills they would need to join the labor force. Intentional or not, this early method of turning dreamers into workers was an investment in the nation's economic future. And it worked. This then led to several generations of productive, fully employed workers. But it isn't working anymore. Why? Our economy has changed. We don't live in an industrialized economy anymore. We live in a connected economy. Right now, there are more users on Facebook than there were people on the planet 200 years ago. Technology has made it possible for us to connect with people, ideas, and information from anywhere in the world instantaneously. And as a result, our economies have expanded from localized towns and communities to the entire world. We have globalized trade in nearly every way. In the past, the obedient, do what you're told without question people were rewarded for working hard and putting their dreams aside in order to toe the line. They were given well-paying jobs that led to long-term careers. They were guaranteed pensions, benefits, and the promise that they would always be taken care of. And they were. But that promise is gone for most of us today. Even if you have a white-collar job, the majority of white-collar workers are still working in a factory. Instead of operating a sewing machine or welding a widget, they now push pencils, type on keyboards, or process paperwork. It's still factory work because the entire focus of the day is spent on increasing productivity, which leaves little room for creativity, spontaneity, or individuality. The educated, hardworking masses are still doing what they're told, but they're no longer getting what they deserve. Even if you do everything you are told to do today, graduate from high school, go to college, get a degree, work hard in whatever job you can find, if you're lucky enough to find one, you're not guaranteed anything. Companies are being forced to change or die right now. Layoffs happen much more often than job openings appear, and the highest paying jobs are disappearing or heading overseas at an alarming rate. If you have a job where your boss tells you exactly what to do, he or she will always find someone cheaper than you to do it. Did you know that the average length of a job today is about 4.5 years? Contrast that to the 1960s when it was 40 years. The connected economy rewards a different group of people. It rewards the people who see things differently, who don't conform, people who have ideas that no one else has, people who are willing to work hard but know that the old way of doing things is broken. The connected economy rewards you not for being a cog in the wheel of life, but for standing up and reaching out. The connected economy rewards the connectors. Whether it's connecting a person to a person, a business to a business to a product, or a product to a person, those who learn how to connect are the ones who will survive and excel in the connected economy. That is how the world has changed. It's not about to change, it already has. Things are different now, and they're not going back to the way they used to be. Look at Facebook. What's their product? It's you. Your network, your information, your ideas, they all have value. Does Facebook pay you for the money they make selling your information to advertisers? No, but we still use it because we have an innate desire to connect with people. In fact, neuroscientists have found that we are actually hardwired to connect with each other. Some people know how to leverage this innate ability in today's economy, but most don't. And because they don't know how to do it, most of them are paralyzed with fear, resisting the shift, despite clear indications telling them it's time to change. In 1917, a group of people performed an experiment that forever changed the way that we earned a living. The world today is facing another huge problem. We're facing a shortage of our own. Not a shortage of factory workers or consumers. The world has enough of those. We have a shortage today of dreamers and connectors. And so we're holding our own little experiment, and you happen to be the subject of it. This 8-minute presentation was specifically designed to seek out and find the connectors around us. Those who recognize that we are on the brink of the next economic revolution, who are ready to thrive in the connected economy, and who are searching for the best way to do it. The internet and technology are rapidly changing the way that we do everything today, including how we make a living. It's not too late to embrace the change and find a way to make yourself relevant and profitable in our brave new world. And that's why we've invited you here today. We've created something that rewards you for connecting. It pays you for bringing people together behind a cause product, or idea. And we have systematized it and made it so that you can do it from anywhere with anyone at any time. If you are passionate about helping people, if you are passionate about changing lives, if you want to position yourself to be a capitalizing force within the connected revolution instead of just a bystander, let's start now. Do you remember the moment you realized that the world had changed? How about the moment you realized you could change with it? Are you ready for the details?
So that is the quick little Are You a Connector video, and I really feel it's powerful in explaining the fact that the economy basically has changed and it's shifted and opens their mind to how
The
to
problem
become,
with the spike in cases is not
how to
from
become relevant with
restaurants that are all social distancing.
Larry,
The
we'll get
problem.
rid of that. Okay. Any other questions? You guys want to do a screenshot from your ideal builder of what you want to look for? What is your ideal customer? But just honing in on getting that avatar, I really feel that is powerful. I know Maria Williams said that when she made up her avatar just like a month ago, within a few weeks, she was able to recruit an actual, almost a replica exactly of the person that she put on that sheet. So it really is powerful. And if those of you that want to do the ICANN Institute free tools, those neural tools are really, really important. I think they're very powerful in getting your mindset and just kind of how we talk to ourselves and keeping that positive mindset, because like Maria Williams said, that we learned from Deb the other day, we have 85,000 thoughts a day. And I think she said like 60% of them are negative. And some people it's more than that. And so really listen to how you're talking to yourself as far as what you're thinking. Is it negative? Is it putting yourself down? Are you feeling not worthy? All of those are red flags that until you get that signal changed around and being positive, it's hard for you to attract quality people because they can read that. So let's really, really work on being identifying our perfect recruiting our ideal builder that we want to attract to our company. And if you need anything, let me know, but I will wrap it. If anybody has a question, shoot me a question quick. Otherwise, we're going to wrap the call. Thank you for joining tonight, you guys, and hopefully you got some value out of this, okay? All right.
Thanks, Marilyn.
Thank you, Marilyn.
You bet. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you,
And
Marilyn. It was
let's
really
do
good.
you got this club. Let's go for that. Recruiting 2 new customers or distributors enrollments this month for 100 in total points. So let's work on that too. All right. Love you guys. Have a good week.
You too.